All dried up, sinews dry. It always amazes me that this kind of stone is just laying around in creeks. So this trip, not so much looking for rocks. I am, but not really. I am more looking for adventure. Okay, let's go. Mountain food fuel. So the big river is right behind us, but this just looked really pretty to me, so I figured I would show you guys just looking out my car window here. Look at that. Look at the clouds. I don't know, there's like a light mist, like a hazy mist over that hill. And then right here, gotta go potties. Gotta go potties. Not yet. I don't gotta go potties yet. So the stuff that I'm stopping at all appears to be permanently closed. Probably because of recent events. That sucks. Looking up the rock collection laws, and it seems like I can kind of collect out of streams and washes here. As well as quarries. I want to focus because I keep getting feedback. Let's put him back. Pretty fish.
I wonder if that's a dryad saddle. It's a little paler than I'm used to seeing it. It might be what it is though. Wow, it's cooler down here. Considerably. See any cool rocks? Tiny, tiny. I don't think I can get it. Is it coal?
It's coal.
It's coal. That's a piece of coal?
Yep. Right now I'm just looking for good river access and other creek access. I just got my fishing license. I caught a bunch of red breast sunfish. They got bigger mouths than bluegill and they're really cool and I like them a lot and I want one as a pet. Maybe in my pond. I don't know. You could order them online, apparently. Okay, on to the next spot. Tom's Creek. Let's see what this is. I'll pull over here. It's been, let's see.
Sorry. Sorry.
Oh, she has a hairball. It's been, I don't know, many years since I've been here last. And I didn't really explore this area. This was pre-YouTube. I was here exploring a little bit, and I remember some of the places. But this is really quite magical here. Here's one of those signs. This is not the one I was talking about. But this one says no license required, opens March 19th. Help wanted. There you go. That might be a cool job. Okay, heading out. Heading out. Let's go. I'm somewhere in Pennsylvania.
In 1,000 feet, slight west of the Mountainsburg
live
Road.
fish for stocking. So this is what it looks like.
Okay. There might be some at the campsite. Maybe.
This is okay. dry it up. Sinew's dry. I like the ash in there. Esopus chert. Cool stuff.
Mountain food fuel.
For me personally, I just can't get rid of that thing. For me personally, they work a lot better at this size. It's one of my smaller knives. Work really well. Especially out of this material, because it's kind of hard to thin. I don't want to lose too much width on it. Problem-solving rock. So, like I said, the artifacts here are made from this stuff. You generally don't see big pieces made from it because of exactly that reason. There's just so many flaws in it, and it's hard to come across good rock in the Northeast, as you Northeast nappers know. There we go. Got rid of that from the tip. Like, this stuff is just causing so many problems. But I always try to really do my best with it. Alright, I'm going to do indirect. I would really not recommend this stuff if you're used to high quality flints, because it is a nightmare. Nightmare stone. To show some of my smaller blades and how they look on a handle. They work really well. This one is not pretty, dude. Doing my best with it. Time. There we go. Thin the base. All right. If you go look at northeastern artifact groups on Facebook, you'll see what this stuff looks like as artifacts. When they made them, they weren't much bigger than that. Even the knife blades were kind of small. And I never really understood why until I started messing with this stuff. I mean, it's pretty. If you could get rid of all that hinges and all. But it's really hard to do so. Usually with this stuff, I don't really have a plan of what I'm going to make because I never know where the hidden flaws are that are gonna change my plan entirely. So I just have a basic plan in mind for what I'm gonna be napping. And then as I go along, plans change. I gotta find my moose antler. I'm so used to the power on that thing. Alright. Nice flake. Okay. Zigzag it. Get rid of some of this. Going to wind up being a really small knife blade. That is okay though, it will still work. It will still cut wonderfully. Going to try to clean up these areas that are a little too thick. This edge I'm having a real problem with here. I've done knife demos before, so if you want to see knife demos, they're all over my channel. Problem spot there. Yeah, that got rid of it. All right. too much more with indirect. Let's see what I can do about pressure flaking. Try some caribou antler. When I was looking at the artifacts around here of about that size, I thought they were spear points, but if you look carefully at them, you could see one side only has been resharpened on these artifacts. Sharpened down, sharpened down, sharpened down, which leads me to believe that that was a knife. This is still a little too thick in spots. I'm gonna try one more round of indirect here before I start pressure flaking. Any of you guys who work this stuff, Creek cobble and New York flints, New England flints, you know exactly what I'm talking about. With the problems in the material. Some people actually have way more experience than me working this stuff. They know a lot of secrets and workarounds with these problems that I have not learned yet. Alright, that is thin enough for me. One more spot. It's cutting me. Alright. There's some hinges and stuff, but for the most part that's pretty smooth. Alright, so I'm going to just flake this up. With caribou, it works really well, but this stuff it eats it up really fast, I've noticed. Get annoyed when that happens. Just gotta do your best with this stuff. I have a spot there that I might be able to indirect. Gently and carefully. All right. Finish this up now. It always amazes me that this kind of stone is just laying around in creeks. Especially in the Northeast here. Often don't imagine this. You don't imagine this kind of stuff laying around in creeks. At least I didn't. I don't know. Maybe there are some people that are like, oh, I know there's rock in creeks. But I just kind of stumbled across it while fishing and hunting. There's one spot on the base bothering me. There's always that, for me, there's always that, oh, there's one spot that's bothering me. Let's try to thin it a little bit. Worked. Worked. Being very gentle. Trying to thin it a tiny bit. Then if you want, you could put notches in this to haft it. You don't necessarily need to. All right. Want to make sure it's sharp. As long as it's sharp, you're good to go. Get that a little bit thinner. I'm afraid to mess with it too much. Try one more thing, then sharpen it up and call it done. If we don't break it. All right. Spot just does not want to flake, does not want to fly. All right, before I make this even smaller, there is some crud in there. That's why it's not going. So I would use this side as the cutting edge. This side is more of it's just not good. I'm very unhappy with that. I don't like how it looks. And I can't really afford much more width loss. I'll try one more. I'm really pushing it here. It's getting smaller and smaller. All right. It's right in the middle of the blade too. That's the... Got it. So I hit there, and it removes that crud. All right. And there's my final flake here. Do two there. All right, that's better. Wait, there's one more. Okay. Better. Happier. All right. I am gonna put little tiny spots for the sinew to go in when I half this. But I'm not gonna notch it too deep. Sometimes indirect is just easier for cleaning up and get things the way you want them. All right, looking pretty good. Both of these edges could cut now. I followed the creek quite a ways, so I might be past the actual flint source. But some of this stuff looks promising. Let's see, I'll test it. Alright. That is some different kind of flint, high quality. Very shiny. Totally different kind of flint here. Crazy. Okay. What's up, guys? We got quite a bit of wind. I don't know if this is going to be doable. We will see. Let's test some of these various shirts that I've picked up in my previous videos. It's flinty. Let me try this thing. Yeah, that's flint. Flint! Good job, girly.
There's a little piece.
Jeez. I might just have to put music over this or something. But I'm gonna test each of the shirts and then put the clip in the video of where I found it. Alright. Alright. This stuff looks sweet. Let's see. Look at that. That is very, very glimmery. I don't know, can you see that? There. Save that piece. Alright, we got this stuff. Looks like crap. We'll see though. It's the green stuff. It's Norman scale. Some variation of it. Look at that flake that just came off. Extremely green. It's got some flaws. It'll make some nice little points. Alright. This stuff. The creek stuff. I did not even tap this to see what it looked like. Let's see. This flake is not so great, but the inside looks good. Once I get past this dusty stuff, let's see if I can get a good flake. I don't know if you can see, you see all that gritty stuff? Not so good. But underneath that is black chert. So just got to get rid of that gritty stuff. Better. Better. I might nap this piece down, see if there's anything worthwhile in there. A lot of it is gritty. I see the good stuff in there. It's right there. And like, the flakes are flying, man. It's decent. Nice big flakes. This is good flint now, you can see that. Alright. This is the piece I found at the river when I was eating clam chowder. Super glimmery stuff. Alright, I'm gonna try to run a flake along that ridge. Maybe. Come on. Overshot. So, very big overshot. Alright, that is some good looking stuff. See those shines? Crazy, man. Crazy looking glimmery stuff. Look at it. Alright, so there is a lot of damage on this half. See what I could do about getting rid of it. Got rid of it. This stuff is really nice. Like, really nice. Knock it down real fast. Man, that's nice. quality might be terrible. We shall see. Alright. Hit that base here, get rid of some of that crud. Nice big flick. Call this stuff clam chowder chert. Clam chowder flint. I don't know what to call it because it's not documented anywhere that I could find, at least. So I'm gonna hit in there. All right, straight off the tip. Freaking nice, man. All right, getting there. Just thin it down. Make a northeastern fluted point looking thing. Crazy wind, man. It's definitely a limestone-based flint chert, because I could see the limestone in there, right there. Going to need to do some heavy editing on this video for the wind, but I did want to get a video out to you guys today. Some spots that have a lot of limestone in them. Try to get rid of it, but it doesn't look too good. Got it. Okay. I don't want to try to flute this side because there is damage. Just cleaned up a little bit with indirect. Then sharpen it up with pressure. Be a lot of editing. clean up that damage right in there. Got it. So the tip is lower quality than the rest of the point. I should try to thin this area a little bit. Let me do that. Where did my, there it is. It's going to be really hard to thin right there. I'll try fluting it again. Nope. Nope. Difficult rock, man. Definitely pretty rock. Very uncontrolled. Very chunky too. It's mostly this limestone messing things up. Hard to get rid of. Point kind of looks funky now. Try to flute it again. You're probably gonna break it. Very screwy point here. Pretty, just messed up. Got some of it. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is make this a little smaller and notch it. See how fast I can just make a little usable point, really. Limestone messed me up, man. I like doing these little rock tests. Like, can I make anything from this? Maybe. If any of you guys have napped limestone, you'll know. You'll know how crazy this stuff is. It's sharp as heck, though. Look at that. Alright, I'll finish this up. Move on to the next piece. Just curious if I could have gotten a point out of it, which I could. It worked. So good. Through this as quick as I can. Pressure flaking through the limestone. Which I definitely should not be doing. Alright. It's not even, man. It's not even. Alright. That's a little better. People are wondering how I find flint and chert. Usually what I do is I look at like Google Earth or Google Maps, and I look for areas with like a big rocky shore along the waterways, and I just walk down and explore. So this has all been super eroded here. We lost about 3 feet, 2 feet out into the river. You can see it cut all the way up to here. And in that original video of this location, you could see that this was fairly flat to walk on here. So a lot of erosion here.
Look at the far shore over there.
Yeah, you can see it out over there too. So that needs testing. See that? That's flint. That's flint. Last time I had my mini sledge. So there's just little bits of chert in a huge block of limestone. You can see it's limestone here. So there's little bits. So that is not good for flint knapping.
Good for flint and steel, maybe?
If you could get to it, good for flint and steel. You'd need a hammer or a better hammer stone. This looks like maybe a little tiny bit surrounded by limestone. Test it. Smells like gunpowder.
Like flint?
Yeah. It's a very low quality flint. It's not Onondaga. So, for everyone who found that first how to find flint video, this is where I found the Onondaga. Onondaga, that's how I used to say it. Onondaga. So I really want to find a source of that stuff, the smelly stuff. So I'm going to look around here a little bit more and then follow the creeks and rivers around this whole area. So come and take a look with me. Watch out, it's slippery. Slips. Slip that. Alright, I'm gonna sink. Okay. There's little Toys R Us teddy bear paws. No, it's like little monkey. I don't know what that is. Squirrel? It looks like little hands. Flint right here running through the limestone and the back. So I'm going to take this piece off. Not on a dogger. Good for flint and steel, not much else. And this big block is more of the freeze damaged chert. I could see a line here. See how damaged that is? You cannot use something like this for flint knapping, but you can use it for flint and steel fire starting. Let's see how it looks anyway. You smell it. It's not on the dogger. See how it just chunks and crumbles like that? But for flint knapping, you want it to run in a smooth flake. It can't crack and crumble like this.
Looks like it's in limestone too.
This is a lighter gray color. Shock absorber. No. See this? Hit here.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit in there.
Chunks off in blocks.
Mm-hmm. More of that crumbly chert.
Wow. Oh my gosh. So that looks like a mix?
It's a mix. Let's see. Limestone chert mix.
Limestone and chert?
Yep. Yep. Limestone.
Oh.
It's mostly limestone. But it's cherty limestone, so you could knap that.
Sploosh.
So to explain what happened with that big rock, I saw a seam going through the rock, a line of different material, very thin, and if you hit along those lines, it'll split the whole rock. If you find where the line goes through in the rock and you hit it at the right location, it will split the rock like what you just saw happen. Look at that.
Oh, wow.
That's Onondaga.
Really?
Yeah. See the white speckles in the black? Yep.
Can I smell it?
Yep.
Oh my gosh. All right, what do we got?
So we hit here. Extremely high quality flint.
Ooh.
And this is Onondaga chert.
Yeah, can they see that shine? Open it up again?
Yep.
Let's see if I can get that, like, can you like tilt it? It's like a little bit of a shimmer. Ooh, there we go.
But the oil smell wears off real quick. That's disappointing. I really like the oil smell.
It's weird.
So I'll take this, make a little tiny arrowhead out of it again. This is almost the same stuff as this material.
It does look similar.
We'll head up this way. If this is where the Onondaga is, it's not washing in from down there. So it's not coming in from down there and then washing up here if there's a water source flowing out this way. It's coming from up there. 100% coming from up there, the smelly stuff. Alright, so I found, again, at this spot, tiny things. Things that you can't really use for flint knapping, things you can use for flint and steel. But I'm more interested in the flint knapping at the moment. And I'm not really seeing too much big that I could use here. It's all tiny stuff. But it is coming from that way. So I'm going to head up that way, follow that river, and see if there's anything washing out along the way. But as for here, not too much to be found. So, let's go. But again, I found another tiniest piece of Onondaga ever. It is what I'm looking for, but it's so small, man. Come on. Give me more than that. Come on, I've been trying for so long. Alright, let's go. I am hopeful. Maybe we'll find it this time. Always finding more underwears than chert. Why is there so much underwears? What the heck? Alright, so I just always assume this is a pure chunk of limestone from that color. You can see it's a different color when it's wet. But I always see this and I never test it. So I'm going to test it because I don't know. Oh! That is flint! What the heck?
Are you serious?
That is flint.
So we need to reevaluate this entire
What the heck?
Are you serious?
That's flint.
Did you just have a feeling
I
about
just
that?
had a feeling, yep. Just because I saw that color change.
That's funny.
That is flint.
That's usually what the
What is
straight
this?
limestone looks like. Is that the
Here's more. This is weird looking. Alright. That's amazing. What the heck? Yeah. Look at that.
What?
That's chert.
Are you kidding me?
Look at that. What the heck?
Oh my gosh.
It's not pure. This piece is not pure.
So look at this. Oh my gosh, this might be chert. Christ, dude.
What the heck, man?
Either that or it's what? It's just super, super high quality limestone?
I don't know. Don't know. That's chert.
What the?
That's chert.
Are you, dude?
Okay, so what the heck is this?
Okay, so we need to completely reevaluate. Look, there's that. There's that. Dude, I thought it was just limestone.
There is some impurities in it. But that's pretty freaking high quality. What the?
What?
So, not the smelly stuff, but high quality stuff.
Yeah, what do you call this?
I don't know. I don't know. It's a gray-white chert. Don't know. What the heck?
I know, oh my god.
That
oh
is,
my gosh.
this is the highest quality chert I've found. So I'm looking for the blue and black stuff, and just completely rock blind to the fact that there's huge blocks of chert freaking everywhere here. Oh, nice. Okay. All right. Well, I was not expecting that. I was on my way out. And I was like, let me test one more. What the heck? Okay, so I gotta make some notes. So you want to find areas that have public access and that you are allowed to collect from. You got to make sure. You got to double check. And always be careful of that. You get in deep trouble if you trespass. Be careful. So there are posted signs all up and down this creek. And I found one spot that looked like a public fishing spot. And there's just not a lot of access. I know there's flint in this creek, but if I contact the owners on the posted signs, if I contact them, I might be able to get permission to go and look, but that isn't going to happen this trip. So I'll head over to the public area and see what's around there, I guess. So this white chert that I found, as compared to the black chert, the white chert needs good platforms to flake. If you just hit it like how I usually do, blowing through the piece, it's going to crumble and you're not going to have a good finished product. If you take the time to make good platforms and all, then you should be able to come up with a good point or a good knife or a good arrowhead. So each type of stone, in my experience, requires different techniques, especially if you're trying to really thin it. But I'll get more into that in future videos, future lithic demonstrations. I'm just glancing over this area here, and I'm not really seeing anything that looks like chert or limestone. So I'm not going to waste my time at this spot, but it's really beautiful. I followed a creek to a barbecue. I'm going to have some lunch. She's got the food and the drink. BBQ. So I got one of these little fire starter things. I don't know what they're called, but you rip it up into a pile. Then I'm going to use my wazoo necklace. Ferro rod, piece of ceramic. Pull this back. You scrape that along there to make a spark. I've not tried this specific stuff yet, so we'll see. I followed the creek quite a ways, so I might be past the actual flint source. But some of this stuff looks promising. Let's see, I'll test it. Alright. That is some different kind of flint, high quality. Very shiny. Totally different kind of flint here. Crazy. Okay. then there's another flint line right there, and you can see it right there. It's not the best stuff. Interesting rock though. Right here is a line of flint. More of that. This actually looks like... Yeah. I will take that piece. That's a good piece. That's probably a good piece right next to it. Take those. These are perfect for spear points and small knives. These will work great. Yeah, that's nice. It's it seems brittle. We'll see. Has a crack in it right here, so get rid of that. Like that. That's good material. I don't quite know what to call it. Somebody said blue chalcedony. I don't know if that's what it is or not. Flakes don't want to run as well as I thought they would. Don't want to lose too much width here. So it's got an issue in there. All right. So coming from the other side. Yeah, it's not so pure on the other side. All right. Try to get rid of it. From this side, right here, looks like it worked. All right. The stuff, once you get past the crystally stuff, it's super pure. Look at that. Keep those flakes for arrowheads. There we go. Getting there. Look at that. Alright, it does have a crack going through the center. I don't think it's too much. It's not too deep. Just trying to be careful. Got a decent looking knife blade here. Now I'm being super careful because I don't know this material. Don't know if anybody does. And have no experience in this whatsoever. As a lot of you know, rocks work very differently. So, just doing what I can here. It's giving me some really good flakes, really nice flakes too. All right, tip. Crack did not run deep. Not at all. Base. Crazy, man. It's crows, man. Alright, I gotta switch to smaller bopper. Just being careful. I don't know what this stuff is, man. I looked as much as I could in a given day. Still haven't found anything on it. It's still really, really cold. Damn, man. So I'm being extra careful because it's cold. Napping when it's cold, more likely to break. Just gotta be careful. Okay. So this side has a ton of crystally stuff in it, which is not napping as good as the other side. So, let me try to get rid of some of that. Man, it's like really cooperating. I'm trying to thin right here just a tiny bit. I don't want to push my luck too far because, like I said, I don't know this material. And this is all I have of something this big. Okay. Thin that. This side doesn't want to go. So this side is not flaking, which is what I was afraid of. And that is common with creek rock. Let's see what I could do right at the base here. Be careful not to break it. I gotta try to thin this little piece. Got it. Another one. Got it. I'm not gonna mess with that last one. Well, got it. Okay. Tip looks screwy. Tip looks screwy, so I'm just gonna indirect that right there. I'm not gonna do too much indirect on this. All right. Moose antler. Let's see what I could do. See how this works. Not so great. That's a little better. Yeah, that's working better. Okay. See the flakes? This is taken off. It shot all the way across. I lost half the flake there. Look at that. So it's working pretty good. It's just sketchy. This tip is not good. It's all crystally at the tip. All right. I'll just try to fix up this few little spots here. I do not know what to even begin to call this stuff. Chalcedony might be right. Try to take off this little thing here. Don't want to mess with it too much because don't want to snap it in half. All right. Got rid of it from that angle. All right. So I'm going to take off probably about that much because that's all not cooperative material there. So I don't know, man. Maybe I could keep it on. I don't think I should. It's not going to be sharp like the rest of it. Kind of want the tip of your knife to be sharp. There we go. Got rid of it. Okay. Okay. This is shaping up really nice. Keep hitting my freaking fingernail. Okay. Enough of indirect. Nice blade, man. Very nice. Alright. Straighten it up a little bit. Straighten up the edges. Yeah, I like this stuff. I'm gonna have to get more of this. Alright. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Found it myself, and I don't have too much of it. And I don't really want to risk breaking something like this. All right. This crystal stuff is a lot of limestone in here too. Don't want to fuss with it too much. Does not need to be super thin to cut, and evidence of that on certain channels that use this stuff. Survival bushcraft channels. All right. So this is going to be the cutting edge. There. Let's make the tip a little thinner. Tiny bit. Boop. All right. This is somebody sent me this as a gift. There is one more spot up here I have to probably hit with indirect, we'll see. Yeah. Let's see if I can get this one spot. Right at the tip, it's that crystal stuff again. All right, got it there. Continue sharpening it up, sharpening it up. Now this thing can be thinned more, and will be thinned as I use it throughout the years. Because these things generally do last years. I still use the very first knife that I ever made. Just some gentle resharpening every now and then. All right. There is limestone in there where I was going to put the notches in. So, just about finished here, really. Not going to go too far with these notches because, like I said, do not really know how this material will react to things. Yeah, that is a nice knife, man. Pretty happy with that. There's some spots that I'm not too happy with. Like this whole edge right here is that crystally stuff that doesn't want to flake. But it's sharp as heck. So I'm gonna leave that. Shot a nice flake right up the middle. Easier to haft. I'm gonna try to shoot one more flake right here. I probably shouldn't do that, but I kind of have to haft it. Right there. There we go. All right. It's a little thick right here. I'll fix that though. Nice, man. I don't know what this stuff rock from New York. Blue-gray, crystally. Some of it is good, some of it is not. Shimmery too. I don't know if you guys can see that. You ready? You ready for this? Look at that. This stuff. It looks like it has some damage. Nice. Wow. Jeez. Look at that. Alright, there's damage right here. There's still damage right there. Looks like it doesn't run very deep though. I'm not gonna make a knife out of this. I'm just curious what it looks like inside. Okay, yeah, that's pretty high quality stuff. Problem here, and there's a little bit of problem in here. Trout season just opened, and I need a new knife. Snapped. That's it. So this part was damaged. So when you're doing this, you're going to want to decide what's going to be your main cutting edge. It's going to be this side. Maybe. We'll see. Don't like that spot. Indirect again. I'm just going to put the stick right on that lump. Just tap. Fixed a lot of it. Okay. Finish sharpening this up and shaping it. So I don't necessarily need a new knife, but I want a new knife. I'm going to be cutting through bone with this. So the trick with that is keep it kind of thick so you could resharpen it. I wanted it wider so that I could resharpen a lot. This is looking pretty good though. Very, very sharp. Super, super sharp. I'm gonna even both sides. Just make it look nice. I just cleaned up the hinge up at the tip. It's cutting through my leather. Okay. So I only have like 10% battery left. I'm gonna half this, use it when I'm trout fishing. There you go, guys. I'm gonna call it Isopus. It's got ash in it. This is a nice little blade, man. There you go, guys. Some junk in the middle. I'm just using my bopper to hit the issue stick. It's cold. This is some of the New York stuff. Norman skill chart. Just trying to get used to napping like this. It's kind of difficult. All right. Should dig out my moose antler. Works a little better than this. This river stuff likes to hinge a lot. So you just do what you can with it. It's below freezing, so the rock is more likely to break. So I'm being kind of gentle with it. Damn. So whenever I try to do that, Alright. Alright. Basic shape here. It's thin enough. How am I going to pressure flake at this angle? Some of it's just cracking. It's okay because I wanted it a little bit smaller. Yep. This creek material loves to hinge. I need new antler. This works much better with antler tools, honestly. Anyway, as I was saying, I made another arrowhead out of this material. I put it on my arrow and I uploaded it as a YouTube short. If you want to see what these actually look like on an arrow, I'm kind of just gouging this. It's okay though. Slightly curved on this side. That's annoying me. Yes. This is what it came from. It's very, very smooth before you start whacking on it. The outside is also smooth, but it looks like that. We're out here on a creek. I just found some flint. For flint and steel, bushcraft survival, and flint napping. You can make survival tools out of this, and you can make arrowheads out of this. Knives, whatever you need. This. Black shirt on the creek. Excellent. Always love when I find random flint like this. Yeah!
Maybe we should test it. See how.
See the high quality hidden in there?
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, good stuff. Black shirt. Black shirt. That's the Snake Hill Church. Tastes good. Something marked with Native American rock shelters in this area. Let's see, I've never been here before, I don't know. There it is. That's probably one of those giant woodpeckers. Maybe we'll see it. Sounds far away, I don't know. Let me zoom out. Quartz. It's not high quality though. This is.
Here's this.
So there is some high quality quartz in the area.
There's a few spots you could lay down and be protected from the rain and the wind. Maybe have a little campfire down there.
Well, if you put a campfire in something like this, if this heats up, it might fall. So if you go back and look at some old Les Stroud episodes of Survivor Man, he talks about setting a fire in rock shelters like this and his fear of the rock splitting from the heat and falling on top of him while he's sleeping. So you're not going to want to do that unless you absolutely have to.
Oh, we've got some nice quartz crystals right here too. Oh, look at that. It looks like smoky quartz.
So there's a few caves speckled throughout this hill, and all of those are large enough to get out of the rain, get out of wind, get out of storms. And if you had a camp here, you could put the fire right in front of the cave and it would still heat up the cave, and you wouldn't have to worry about what I was talking about earlier. All along this area, there's a lot of quartz outcrops, which is very good for stone tools if you don't want to travel very far from your homes, which would be right back up in there. So they could easily just come along in the woods here, which probably wasn't like this that long ago. But you could even go back to that little tiny creek and look for quartz cobbles in the water. Crack them open, make your stone tools right from your home. So what do you guys like to see on trails? Woods roosters.
Chickens.
Chickens. So what do you guys like to see on trails? Let me know in the comments. I just need to keep that in. What do you guys like to see on trails? I'm going to show you what I like to see. The kinds of things that I like to see on trails when I'm hiking. When I'm hiking.
Is it cold? Good lord. Good lord. You're soaked.
What?
You're soaked.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's another one.
Little tiny. It's that blue-gray stuff with the inclusions. You get a hammerstone. Blocky, but you could make some spear points out of that. I'm going to take this piece, but not this piece. This piece has a lot of the chalky stuff. So I'll take this. This looks good. The black stuff. Here. Hold this.
Oh, nice.
That's the Snake Hill chert. That's the really good stuff. This stuff in particular. Alright. Yes. This is what it came from. It's very, very smooth. Pretty good. Nice and thin. Trader. Let's see. This is the same stuff.
Is that a good piece?
It's not too great compared to that other piece we just found. No, that's more chalky and shale-like.
Kind of like limestone. A
Yeah.
little bit.
Tiny bit. Yeah. Hey guys, this is the last stop for me in the Catskills before heading up to the Adirondacks. And some of you might recognize this place from one of my older videos. And I'll link that right here, so you can click and see. All the rock is gone. It's been washed away. So that's what I'm talking about in that video, where I say that when there's a lot of rain, it moves a lot of the rock around. So as you can see here, there's nothing here anymore. It's all been, I mean, there's even a tarp that the rocks were on top of apparently, but everything's been washed away. So right about here under the water was where I found that giant block of flint that I broke up with the sledge. The mini sledge, my favorite mini sledge. But look at this, this water was all the way up to there even. The cameras, there you go. See how it's all pushed down? The water was all the way up there. Usually it's like a little tiny creek here. It's all been knocked down and washed away. So that means that there's probably flint down there now. So okay, just stopped in here. Wanted to poke my head in. And I'm going to head up to the Adirondacks now. So I'll see you guys soon. Up near the Canada border, middle of nowhere. I'm gonna explore an actual flint mine. This is not so much a quarry as it is a mine into the side of a mountain. Now this place is pretty special, pretty interesting. There's lots of glacial erratics like this one that I'm sitting on. So what I'm doing is just exploring and trying to get a feel and understanding of these ancient locations where ancient people found their toolstones, and to try to get an idea of how they acquired in this case it's a rhyolite, but I'm just going to call it flint because that's what most people understand as a knappable material. So it's not at the top of the mountain. It's actually straight into the side of a mountain. And you cannot see any of this material from the top of the mountain. It just looks like granite to me. And I'll just let you guys get a feel of this place. It wouldn't have changed much in the past 10,000 years besides that city down there, that little town, little city. The river was probably flowing a lot more at the base of this mountain. After stopping for that view, I'm going to go try to explore the actual mine itself. Now, from what I know about this place, there are no artifacts here, and there is no flint left. Everything was taken by ancient people and taken with them. They did not leave any tools. They did not leave any artifacts in the cave, and they left no flint. They took all of it. You could see the little scattered remains of what's left, but it's nothing that anybody could use. But it is still really, really cool to see this location. And for me, this is probably one of the most important historical sites in the Northeast, just because of how extensive this mining was. Right here is the mine entrance, and you can see that there's a boulder holding the entrance up. And inside you could see traces of the rhyolite, of what's left of it. And you could see where, I'm going to call them stone mauls, large rock hammers were hitting the inside of this cavern. And you can see they left a support structure up right in the middle here, and then quarried straight up out the top, right above this. This is what's holding the whole cave up. And this is one of the more interesting places that I have been to. It had a very strong energy to it. A very interesting energy to this whole area. The rhyolite would have been like a blue-orange, from what I know. I'm going to splice in an artifact here of this made from this material that is now long gone. If you think about doing this with Stone Age tools, this must have been quite an extensive project for these people over a couple thousand years of getting into this side of this mountain, probably with antler and stone tools. That's really crazy to think about, and to see that they had the know-how to leave a rock here, saying where they were striking and what kind of tools they might have been using.
You see it? There's a little bit there.
To make this mine. And at the top, I could see that they were hitting with a large hammer, a large stone hammer. And they left that little bit of flint right there as the support beam. And that is, as you can see, it's all weathered and freeze cracked, and
It's just they said they stopped.
there's not much left of it.
I'm curious.
I see what happened. I could see why they stopped using it. I can see why they stopped using it.
Why?
I did sit in this cave for quite a while, just contemplating and listening to the sounds. The sounds themselves were pretty amazing. The acoustics of the inside of this mine, the way the sounds from the outside of the cave coming in sounded really interesting, and there was a lot of water dripping, and the wind coming in was making a howling that I thought was really cool. To me, it looked like they were taking these out in bricks, almost bricks. But artifacts made from this material have been found all over the Northeast, and it was widely used material. It must have been really good to exhaust it, like there's nothing left, which is pretty amazing to me. They took the entire resource and used all of it. Now, they wouldn't have just been making spear points from this. They also would have been making their cutting tools, their knives, their scrapers for scraping hides, along with any other drill tool that they might have needed, or any number of things. So you could imagine how important this mine was to people if this was where they got their tools to be able to survive. So this place must be really special, really almost magical. I know it is to me. You could see in this shot that they came in through the wall and then mined back out right through the roof. And the mine itself is right at the top in the side where I'm zooming here. And that's where we just were. And I just wanted to share this location with you. I thought you would appreciate seeing another ancient spot in America. And the other spot that I wanted to check out, but we weren't able to on this trip, is Mount Washington, right there in the background, covered in snow. But we went to a campsite that actually had a fairly large creek running through it. there is a lot of quartzite, which is usable. You can use quartzite for knapping. And that in Vermont and New Hampshire, there appears to be a lot of quartzite in these creeks. So if you're looking for material to knap in Vermont and New Hampshire, you're going to be looking for quartzite. And to be able to identify quartzite, I have another video called No Flint, No Problem on my playlists, and you're going to want to check that out to be able to see what these quartzite and quartz materials look like in creeks and oceanside even. And the water is extremely clear up here, clear and blue tinted. Inside this creek was quartzite and quartz by large amounts. And when I'm investigating these creeks and rivers, I usually go in them with rubber boots, but I forgot my rubber boots, so I just went into the freezing cold water. My shorts. It's a black chart.
Black chart.
I got some in my hand here.
What do you have? Ooh.
Let me test it. Yeah, good stuff.
What kind of chart is that?
Black chart. Pennsylvania black chart.
It's very ringy.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta see another piece.
I don't know. Let's see. It's got a lot of crud in it. So a lot of crud here. Let's try this side.
Oh, I mean, it
is flint.
it is flint. Definitely smells like really strong like on flint.
It's not really too good. We'll leave this piece.
What do we got?
Just try. Yeah,
Still
that's
freeze
it's nice, but it's freeze damaged. Here, hold on. It's very, very damaged in there. Let's see that. It's limestone-ish. Weird.
Yikes.
There'd be a lot of getting around bad stuff. Got these little things that you could use for flint and steel, bushcraft, survival, fire starting. I'll have to see if this stuff sparks, but this is higher quality.
Ooh.
I'll bring this piece to test with the flint and steel.
Maybe we should test it. See how.
See the high
Crappy.
quality hidden in there?
Ooh, yeah. Damn. If only that whole piece was like that.
There's this weird silty stuff mixed in it.
Let me
Okay.
see the.
Silty stuff. underneath the silty stuff. Nice. Alright, so I got this irregular shaped, kind of cruddy piece of basanite from Pennsylvania. Shoreline of the creek here. Somebody's been napping down here. Is this your work? Who's been doing this? You gotta take these with you, man. Seriously, this makes some nice arrowheads. Take it with you. When you nap and you're testing rocks on the creek, take them with you. Pennsylvania napper.
A friend.
Which one of it is you?
There's a friend somewhere.
It is hot and it is getting dark. And there are toads everywhere underfoot.
They might be were-toads.
Extremely dangerous toads. Be careful. Cool. I wonder what exactly this stuff is. I have a good idea of what it is, but maybe one of my subscriber or archaeology friends or geology friends can chime in and let me know what kind of flint that is. I think I know what it is, but I'll let you guys decide.
Drop a comment.
Hey, I knew that that was a modern napper napping here. There were little percussion marks with dust. And I did see a tiny bit of copper and possibly a tiny bit of steel in that rock. If you look at my hammerstone, you could see the dust residue right there. That was on the flakes. So I could tell immediately if something is modern or not, for the most part.
Well, very recent.
Yeah, very recent. So, flint napping is the ancient skill of turning a block of stone into a usable tool, like an arrowhead or a knife. And people all the way back to before we were human did this to make their tools, to make their axes. Chesapeake Bay, right at the water. We just came over the bridge there, and I'm taking a quick look around, see what kind of rocks are here, look for maybe fossil shark teeth, maybe mastodon teeth, mammoth teeth. Who knows? I don't know. Always check. There's a lot of jellyfish, I'll tell you that. Blue flint.
Really?
Piece of blue flint, yeah, with looks like calcite inclusions. I was reading that all types of flint in Maryland. Many different kinds. They're just really small.
Hard to work stuff. Maybe you can throw in some pictures of what that looked like.
Clip in pictures here, artifacts. I wanted to see what kind of rocks were here, what kind of fossils, what I could find on the shores. There's a lot of history under that water there. We just came over that bridge and I figured stop down here, take a look around. It's nice and hot down here in Maryland. Humid. Alright, I'm heading out. Found a bunch of jasper. I tested it.
Oh wow.
So little tiny cobbles of jasper. And I'll leave this piece, a little piece of gray flint.
Awesome.
And a really pretty shell. I like shells too. I often don't say that, but I do. Jasper.
Oh my gosh, that is so smooth.
Yeah, Jasper. There's Jasper here too.
Like here's another piece. It's just
very tiny.
It's so tiny, but it's really super smooth.
I say it's nappable. When I'm saying it's nappable, I mean it flakes. I don't mean it's easily nappable. This is not easy material. This is not at all. But if you try to flake it, it flakes. So that means you can nap it. You just have to know the stone. If you want to try something rough like this, it's going to take you a lot of practice with this particular stone. But once you get good and you know how the stone works, then yes, you can nap the stone. artifact day, guys. I'm gonna explain some of these weapons of the hunt. These are artifacts that were found in Connecticut, and it shows the type of stone that was used, and it wasn't the best of stuff. It's around 9,500 years old. This is a later point, a woodland point called a lavana, as well as some flake tools, hide scrapers, and other tools used for not only hunting but also processing the game. And I just wanted to go over some things in this video with you. The game back in the Ice Age, the animals were very, very large, like this mastodon here, depicted in a snowy scene. This thing is huge if you stand next to it. Amazing creature. Then there's also the modern beaver in comparison to the Ice Age beaver. You could see the skull size difference. It's pretty amazing. Everything was bigger back then. And you can't tell how big this guy is. I'm just going to stick my hand in his eye and you'll be able to maybe tell a little bit, but this thing is huge, man. Now, there's some scenes here that I want to show.
In the aftermath of a successful hunt, members of this ancient hunting group had begun to butcher the fallen caribou. Like native people in more recent times, the paleo hunters were probably accustomed to making the fullest possible use of the caribou as a source of food.
Now, one of the things about caribou is people who used to eat caribou, they wanted the organs, they wanted the marrow from the bones and the fat from the animal, maybe even the brains. There's a lot of fat in a bull that's highly desired, and fat in the ribs, fat, potassium, and sodium in the tongue, and it made the tongue a delicacy, really. But the meat itself is pretty lean, and certain times of the year you could have either a lean caribou or a fat caribou.
A large caribou carrying all of its winter fat might feed a small group of hunters for several days, but its soft, warm hide could last much longer if properly tanned and softened. This labor-intensive process would have begun when the animal's hide was stripped from the carcass and then scraped clean of the flesh on its underside.
A skin from which all the tissue and meat have been scraped off was dried for 1 day or 2 days. A mixture of brains and water and wrung out, and then it was stretched and soaked again, stretched and soaked again. And basically this process was repeated 2 or 3 times until finally you had a skin that was quite soft.
A finished hide with its hair scraped off might have been sewn into a tent cover or cut into small pieces for various other uses. With its hair left on, the caribou skin would have provided excellent material for bedding or for the kind of winter clothing worn by the hunters in this diorama.
A person who was wearing caribou skin clothing with the hair inside could live through winters where the temperatures fell to 50 or 60 degrees below zero with no trouble whatsoever.
But if you're in a season where the caribou does not have much fat and it's a very lean caribou, you're gonna want other animals to hunt, fatter animals, like possibly that beaver or seal or a walrus, something along those lines. I wanted to show the process of tanning a hide here. They used a mixture of brains and water to soften the skin and to preserve it.
The successful hunt has come to an end, but the people's work is far from over. With razor-sharp stone tools and experienced hands, they will now begin to butcher the fallen caribou. The people will use everything the caribou has to provide. Not only food, but also material for valuable tools. And most important is the caribou's thick, soft hide, which the people now begin to prepare for use in clothing and shelter that will keep them warm throughout the long, cold winter ahead.
You could see an ancient person here using a little billet on some Norman skill chert to make fluted points and little scraper and flake knives. These flake knives, a lot of people that think it's just throwaway flakes, were actually tools. They were used for cutting leather, they were used for cutting skins, especially when you're skinning the animal. Those flakes work really well. After those animated hunting scenes here, you could really picture what the museum here is depicting, and you could actually see the spears in flight heading towards the caribou with the fluted points hafted onto the shafts. They even went as far to show the blood on a fluted point laying on top of the caribou being butchered. And the other guy in the last scene was actually holding a caribou head. I have a friend who eats a lot of wild food, and on his YouTube channel, The Wooded Beardsman, he tests a lot of these foods that we don't really do anymore. It's kind of gross, but kind of awesome at the same time. Like he'll eat fish eyeballs. See possible ancient food sources. There's 2 channels to check out. It's The Wooded Beardsman and also his friend Jeremy, and his channel name is One Wild Crafter. Now you're going to want to check both of those guys out for traditional foods and wild edibles. Now I just wanted to give you guys a good depiction of what's going on in this section of the museum here, where you can see the caribou hunt. So I'm going to pan around a little bit and let you look. You could pause on certain scenes to see what's going on. Now this is a different section of the museum, and it's actually a Native American village. So you guys should appreciate seeing this. It really brings things to life in this section. Here is a stone knife being used to cut up these very large bass. Those are huge. And here's what appears to be a father teaching their child, or maybe an uncle teaching their nephew, how to haft stone points and how to fletch stone points. And they've got a whole bunch of arrow shafts all tied up and laying down next to them. On today's journey, we're going to identify and find a material called flint and chert, which is used in the ancient traditional art of flintknapping. Flint and chert stone was crafted to make arrowheads, spear points, and knives by ancient peoples, as well as other numerous tools that they relied on for survival. We will also be looking at some examples of ancient artifacts, as well as some modern replications in this video. Stick around to the end, like, comment, subscribe. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments and I will get to them as quickly as I can. Have a good time, guys. Onondaga. I got this crazy piece of gravel here. Let's see what we could do with it. I will do a full napping session later, but for now, I'm just going to see if I can make anything from this. I was working on this, doing some across flaking, and there's some damage in it. I should be able to fix it. Well, that worked. Look at that. Wouldn't exactly flute, but it worked. Kind of stalled out a little bit right here, but I did get it to go a little bit. If I worked on that more, a nice point out of this stuff, just out of gravel. Keep this in mind, guys. Alright, so I have followed this creek for many, many miles now. And as you can see, there's no rocks. So, unfortunate. I don't see any on the other side, nothing. Not a thing. Really pretty though. Wow. Alright. New plan. I'm gonna go somewhere else. There is some decent sized chunks here. That's a good piece. And I'm just gonna mark this down. There's more right here. Not the best. So I just looked down here in the creek. It looks like there's a, yeah, that's a pretty good piece. It's a little tumbled, but I could probably nap that. I'll give it a try. So, creek find. Okay.
Cut that because of that thing.
There is some pretty big blocks. This goes down deep. But this is chert right here. But I'm not about to dig something out. So this is pure limestone. So there's more limestone. This I don't think is anything. I'll
No?
check it though. Here, hold the limestone. Sandstone.
Oh.
However, what is that? Looks weird. More sandstone. So a lot of sandstone here. There's some quartzite and very little limestone, but limestone is here. Where you find limestone, you can usually find flint. And we did see a few small pieces here. So this is what the limestone in this area looks like. It's usually a blue inside and a light blue white cortex weathering. So yeah, here's a nice piece of limestone right here.
Try that, because
Yeah.
after that last video.
Hear that ring?
Mm-hmm.
Usually means good material. It's cherty. It's limestone with chert. So you can nap this. You can use this. It's just rough, but it'll work, and it's very, very sharp. You could nap this real quick into a spear point or arrowhead. See, it flakes. If it flakes, you could use it. Good stuff. Good limestone here. So that is cherty limestone. It has chert in it. Look around a little bit more. So the road I was on looks very sketchy. So I made a U-turn right here, which was also very sketchy. However, this area is extremely beautiful. So I hopped out of the car and I'm going to film some of it. Look at that. I don't even really know where I am right now. Pretty. There's like nobody here. I'm just in the middle of the woods. It's a dirt road now. Up there was paved. Feels pretty wild. Really enjoying this. Oh. Look at that, guys. Little fall fish. Alright, we'll let him go. Don't know.
Pretty grainy.
Feel how sharp that is.
Ah, jeez. That was gross.
Quartzite.
Oh, wow. It is. It's weird.
Let's try over here. Yeah, quartzite. Look at that.
It's shiny. Kind of sugary.
Yeah. typical quartzites and limestone or shale. So I don't know what this is. It's polished. No, some kind of slate shale. Just polishes up nice. Discover the park's fascinating geological history. So this is a good piece for flint and steel fire starting, for those of you watching that are interested in that. And if you find a piece that has enough flint in it, get your striker and you can start a fire with your flint and steel.
Show it up more.
So there's slate and shale mixed in here. Little pieces. And it has layers. So if you find, I don't think there's going to be a hammerstone here. I'll try this. But I need a bigger hammerstone. There we go. So this stuff can flake, but it's going to come off in layers, like sheets. And I actually just saw in a museum a point made out of this stuff. An arrowhead made out of this stuff. I'll clip that in so you can see. Cool. You hear that sound? That sound that you just heard, the animal sound, is a chipmunk. It means he's startled.
They go, ah!
Yeah. That doot 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 doot. That's a chipmunk. Gotta clip one in.
Hello. Aw. Don't worry, I'm not gonna mess with you. I'm leaving. Look at all that white clover.
So this is a good piece for flint and steel fire starting, for those of you watching that are interested in that. Sometimes you could find these little pieces of flint along rivers. And if you find a piece that has enough flint in it, get your striker and you could start a fire with your flint and steel. This edge here would do good, this edge here would do good. And I could actually demo that if you give me a moment to go and get my striker. Little pieces. I'll look around a little bit more here. There's little pieces. Alright, I am in the middle of the wildlife refuge here. It says road closed, bridge closed, so we can't drive any further into the wilderness. However, I pulled up right here and there's a bone right there. There's bones. Little bits of bone, more right there, and then right next to that is little tiny pieces of flint. Even here, there's a bigger piece right here. Look at that. So, crazy. Just in the gravel. Alright guys, it is getting late. I lost track of what day I'm on here. This is like day 6, maybe 7. This bridge is like sketchy. I don't want to fall in the swamp. What do we got here? Swamp. Hope you guys are enjoying this as much as I am. Let me know in the comments if you are and what else you would like to see. Definitely chime in. I really want to hear what you have to say. And don't forget to hit the like button. Helps out a lot. You'd be surprised. Like and subscribe. Okay, guys. Hey, gooses. zoom out blue on the camera.
Yep.
I can feel the mist from here even. This one's further away. The other falls look bigger. It's just because I'm further away. So right here was the rainbow. So I'm standing in a rainbow. I feel the mist hitting me. It's cold, there's wind, and there's awesome rocks right there. I think that's limestone. I can feel the vibration of the water from up here. But there's also water drain. Right here and here.
It's so loud.
Smells. What does that smell?
River.
It smells like, no, it smells like when you wake up in the forest and it's a misty morning, like in a pine forest.
Yeah, that's a good way of describing it.
That's what it smells like. Ah.
That mist. It's very cooling.
Cool. Welcome to Letchworth State Park. This place is pretty big. Like if you look at the map here, the river flows through the whole center of the park. Pretty beautiful. I've only been here once. Here's the info. Donated his 1,000 acre estate to become a park. It's 14,500 acres, 17 miles long. Grand Canyon of the East. Discover the park's fascinating geological history. That's what I am here for. One of the things I really love doing is just driving through areas and looking at the landscape. Kind of imagining how things used to be thousands of years ago and how much wider these rivers probably were, and just being amazed that they named it Oil Creek. I don't know why you would name it Oil Creek. I guess if Oil Lake up there, I don't know, I guess it just makes sense. I don't know. See, it says Seneca Nation Oil Spring Territory. Oil spring? I don't know what that means. Does that mean there's just oil flowing out?
Maybe.
I know nothing about that. But that's one of the things I'm saying is when I'm just driving through areas, like just driving through, I learn things. Because, you know, when I pause, I'll go look that up now on Google and be like, what the heck? Oil spring. And then read about it, and then I got all information about this area too, and then I could map that away in my brain. But we are going to the land of rocks, and I have a good tip on where there is some good flint, so hopefully, I don't know if it's reachable, but we'll see. Autopilot. I sleep now. Good night. Alright, we just crossed the New York border. We're in New York now. and we managed to get gas for $4.32 at the Seneca gas station.
It's like 45 cents cheaper than everywhere else.
Yeah, I don't know how it's so cheap, but it was. And there was big lines for it. So, awesome. And now we're in the town of Allegheny. We just entered it. And I'm not really too sure where we're going yet, but today looks nice. It's hot, and we got stuff to do. Let's go. For anyone new to the channel, I had thyroid cancer. That's what was wrong. They fixed it 6 years ago now. They took it out. I'm good to go. I have some side effects, but I'm still doing this kind of stuff, so I am good. The way they found the thyroid cancer was whatever I did to my shoulder that day, I went and got a MRI scheduled at a spine doctor. I can't think of the name of it.
Orthopedic?
An orthopedic doctor wanted to do an MRI of my shoulder, and when they did the MRI of the shoulder, they saw the cancer in my thyroid. So then I never got my shoulder fixed because I had to go get the cancer fixed. So now I'm trying to fix the shoulder, and I'm in physical therapy right now. I have a week off from physical therapy. They canceled, not me. So I figured I'd come do this and film.
Well, this was its own kind of healing.
Yeah. I always want to go in, but the fish. Fish chasing little fish. Alright, let's go make sure we aren't getting towed. Because I hear,
Yep.
I hear a thing.
I think another thing for me is to come to beautiful places. I think that in this modern world, you need to take time for that. Jay just talked about exercise and your physical health. Take care of your mental health too. Come to beautiful places. It is so refreshing.
So the other app I recommend everyone to get is the iSeek, I-S-E-E-K.
I'm gonna come around this way, the glare.
iSeek and iNaturalist. When you zoom in, it'll tell you what you took a picture of, whether it be a plant or a bug or a snake or an animal, whatever. And then you could hit view species for learn new things. When you hit view species, it brings up all the about information.
Cool.
rock, creek rock. Messing with creek rock as usual. I made this. It's gonna be a separate video. Lots of damage in that thing. I got around a lot of it. Don't have too much battery, unfortunately. This stuff. Crummy. Yeah. Wonder if I have enough time to pressure flake stuff. Too early for a live stream. I don't really see anybody hopping in. Best time to live stream this stuff would be, because can't really do it at night when everybody's home. indirect, but don't really feel like it. Trying to see if I can pressure flake this stuff into something usable. Probably. Stuff is hard to pressure flake. I'm gonna fix it up real quick with indirect and pull it quits in a few. Super low battery here. Just try to thin it. Nice little point. trying to see what this stuff's capable of. Okay. I'm not gonna do too much more on this one. Alright. Nice little stemmed point. So here's an outcrop of the black chert next to the shale. And this is very high quality stuff. It's very smooth. Cool. I was wondering if there was outcrops or if it was just cobbles here, but there's an outcrop. Smack the rock. Little tiny brookie. Sorry that took so long. I was catching a brook trouts and a brook trouts and a brook trouts and a brook trouts and a little itty bitty brook trouts. Where we're going is like 6 million acres of just wilderness. There's like nothing there. It's pretty unexplored, and there might be flint up there. Nobody really knows because nobody really looks.
Training center ski jump.
Jump off a cliff that way. Jump. Did you see that? Did you get it on camera? So I found some of the chert here earlier. I had some right at my feet. And it's pretty high quality stuff. Higher quality for around here. And there's just a few little cobbles lying around. I could test it if I could find a hammerstone.
That looks like a piece.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch. So there's a lot right here. I have my foot on the piece. It's also a dead bird. There's some right here.
Is that a piece?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's in between the layers of shale. This is shale. It'll just break like that. And then right here is the chert. It's very shiny, very smooth, very black. And I don't want to crack this piece, but you could see that this came from this outcrop. This fell away.
here looks like a really good piece.
So getting into some different colors here, there's mottled green and black. That's green and black. Right by your foot here is gray. This is also gray. Variety of colors here.
It's like really green.
That piece fell off of this block, it looks like. Along with this big piece.
And that's not just the cortex, right?
No, look down the side.
Well, I think it's safe to say you found the outcrop.
Looks like slate. Knock a flake off and chert. It's damaged, but it's definitely chert. Take that width. Not so good. This is more shale. So this side is shale, this side was chert, but I got the best of it. It's just a little tiny piece. This stuff, break with your fingers. Okay. Grab my flakes. Cool. So yeah, it's everywhere here. That's pretty high quality there.
What did you just say?
So the sign said that in here is many moose, and that they are not to be hunted.
Many moose?
You're only allowed to hunt deer. But there's many moose.
So where's the moose?
Swimming.
I really want to see one. There's still hope. So that's pretty. That's the Green Mountains in the background, which we will be heading to next.
So the fly didn't work too well. The water's moving very fast and I watched it just stay on top. So I'm going to use a little tiny spinner with a weight about that high up so that hopefully it drags it onto the water a little bit better. Give it a try. So you put the tag in through the loop, and I give it a little bit of extra length. And I pinch the tag and then pull. And that makes a super nice little knot. It literally just flooded a few days ago, so that looks nice though. That's spinning. Let's try over here. Let's try up this way. It's a good way to get one in front. Try anyway. Man, look at that. Look at that spinning. Alright, I'm gonna try. It kind of stinks that the water's running this hard. I don't really see any spots that are not crazy.
So that was really good. As expected, there's no way we can eat all that. So I'm gonna clean up. It is starting to get dark. Hi. Digesting.
Bug in front of my face.
I was gonna do some more of that squash and zucchini that we picked up, but this was already way too much. So I'm gonna clean up and support local farms. What'd you find?
Indian cucumber.
What is it?
Indian cucumber.
Awesome, this thing. Yep, it's head.
Thought that was it.
Starflower looks really similar.
Mm-hmm.
The only way to know for sure is... Well, never mind. Cut that. saw it. I saw it.
They're all right here.
Rookie number 2. Oh, look at him.
It's tiny. Little tiny brookie. What the hell?
He was just a little stunned.
Okay. My hand is slimed. Sorry that took so long. I was catching a brook trouts and a brook trouts and a brook trouts and a brook trouts and a little itty bitty brook trouts. And I was having so much fun that it got dark. That's what happened. Shit. So they're also a little itty bitty. They'll be like one of those mini hot dogs. You eat it and you're just like, what?
Mini itty bitty hot dogs?
Yeah, you never saw those little tiny wieners? They're like this. And they have a toothpick in them at a party.
Uh-huh.
It's some bullshit.
Cocktail wiener.
I don't want to open this right now.
Close.
He's looking. Oh. There it goes. Something nibbling it. Another of these little guys. Chill, 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 chill. Chub. Oh. Relax. Relax. I save you now. Got him?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'll try one more. And I'm gonna head out. The other thing is, I don't know that we could. So I wanted to make sure that I saw all of the like real important locations here, and I just wanted to check all these spots out because I've heard so much about all of this, and I've not really seen too many videos, too many pictures, so I wasn't sure what to expect, but I was not expecting this. It's definitely a good surprise, but it's all very unusual for me and different from what I'm normally used to. So I'm kind of overwhelmed a little bit. Tractor Supply, State Police.
And then there's a Tractor Supply.
So you could just park anywhere here and walk like 20 feet that way, and it looks like you're in this extremely dense wilderness because you are. there's just this really busy road cutting through the middle of dense wilderness, and that's also very strange. I've been up to like Maine once, and I gotta loop around, I think. And we're further north than we were in Maine right now, so I've never been this far north, and I'm seeing a lot of new sights that I've not seen before.
Where's the moose?
It's telling me to cut down over here. Fish and Game Club.
Training center, ski jump.
Jump off a cliff that way. Jump. Did you see that? Did you get it on camera?
Oh my gosh, shit, there it is.
No, that's totally different.
Oh.
That guy was straight up jumping off a cliff head first. What the hell kind of sign was that? I've never seen anything like that before. Jump this way. What the hell?
And that is where we are going tomorrow. To the top.